Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents Do You Remember? Welcome, true believers and fellow YouTubers. I'm Joel, the Big D, to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, and I'm back with another episode of Do You Remember? Today I'm going to be giving you the third chapter in part two of my Do You Remember series on the UPN Kids blog. Today I'm going to be tackling a good show. Probably one of the greats and what have you. Anyway, I'm not going to show no intro for the show, given to the fact that I really don't want to get in trouble with the people who own this show. But anyway, I am going to say this is really a pretty cool show. And I really enjoyed it for what it had to offer. It was an animated series that featured Marvel Comics muscular, mighty, mean green fighting machine. That's right. And who is he? You should know who he is. When an ordinary scientist saves someone and gets hit by gamma radiation, and something weird happens. When he gets angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis soon occurs. He's the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk was an animated series UPN Kids aired as the third show on their second year block in 1996. The series was produced by Marvel Studios and produced along with New World Entertainment for its first season and Saban for its second season. Now, this was actually, fourth overall TV series to feature the titular character, but it would be the third full full series to have the name of the Incredible Hulk. Well, this is kind of going to be a little easy to talk about. Now, of course, this was the third series UPN Kids aired after their comical series of The Mouse and the Monster, and before they aired the next show, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Anyway, now, like the other Marvel shows that were out at the time, like X-Men and Spider-Man, or even stuff like Iron Man and the Fantastic Four, both of which had just been canceled that same year when the series premiered on September 8th, 1996. Anyway, now in the second season of the series, the show was formatted after UPN decided that one season was too dark and it was changed. And I'll get to that in just a little bit. Now, when season one begins, I will say that I'm not going to give the whole stories and what have you of this and what have you, okay? Because then it would ruin everything. Now, the first season begins with Bruce Banner already established as the Hulk and on the run when he's captured by the military after another attempt at ridding himself of the beast within goes awry due to the sabotage of Major Glenn Talbot. He eventually escapes and falls into the hands of the leader, who is served by the Gargoyle and the Abomination. The intervention of mutated cave-dwelling gamma creatures called the Outcasts. Banner's loyal best friend Rick Jones and the love of his life Betty Ross, like in many comic book incarnations, Betty, along with Doc Samson, is seen here trying to find a cure for Bruce. As in the comics, Thunderbolt Ross is a former 4-star turned 3-star general who sends army forces and Hulkbusters, including Craig Saunders and Samuel LaRoquette, mentioned as members to capture or destroy the Hulk. And he also fights the Hulk personally using a gamma-powered laser gun created by Bruce against the creature in one episode, Return of the Beast, and again in Darkness and Light. Talbot was shown acting as the right-hand man of Ross. He is also shown to have a romantic interest in Betty as well, but she constantly rejects him because he never does a very good job of hiding his disdain for either Hulk or his, well, alter ego Bruce Banner. Well, each week, Banner meets Kendrick spirits who also battling similar problems as he's traveling across the nation beyond. He fights beings of pure energy and must endure an alliance with a gargoyle to provide the antidote to a viral epidemic that nearly takes Bay's life and countless others. Not even his family is safe from the terror his hidden powers bring. As his best friend and cousin Jennifer Walters is critically injured by Doctor Doom, forcing Banner to give her a blood transfusion that transforms her into the She-Hulk. And Jennifer takes immediate delight in her transformed body and chooses to remain in her She-Hulk form full time. Now I will get to more of She-Hulk in a little bit. Now then, of course, of other characters from the Marvel Universe you'll see will include Tony Stark, not as Iron Man, and War Machine, who are both once again voiced by their main voice actors from the series, which had just been canceled. Robert Hayes as Tony Stark and Dorian Harewood as War Machine. Of course, they appeared in the episode Helping Hand Iron Fist. The character of Sasquatch appeared in the episode Man to Man, Beast to Beast. Now, where his alter ego, Walter Lankowski, is voiced by Peter Strauss, and Clancy Brown, still before voicing Mr. Krabs in SpongeBob SquarePants, but he's done numerous other work, voiced Sasquatch. Simon Templeman reprises his role of Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four series. Anyway, now there'd be lots of others and what have you. Throughout the season, running subplots gradually unfold, centering mostly on several of the supporting cast. The season slowly covers several things, but I won't tell you about those because then it would ruin everything if you have not seen this show. Anyway, after its first season, UPN managed to save the show, being the only other show from the second block of UPN Kids to be saved. The other being the Jumanji animated series. But anyway, show's format after UPN decided that season 1 was too dark was changed and to give female viewers a chance. The network ordered that She-Hulk be made a regular co-star, and as a result, the series was officially renamed The Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk for the second season, which made it the second time a series had gotten a name change, aside from Batman the Animated Series being later changed to The Adventures of Batman and Robin later on. The second season also featured the Grey Hulk, who previously made 2 cameo appearances in the first season. Now, in the second season, where it's the Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk, it begins where the first season concluded. But again, I'm not really going to get into too much and what have you, but it really turns into a pretty good series and what have you. We do get to see some other characters, including, well, I think Doctor Strange. He's in one episode. But anyway, yeah. Pretty good. That season actually won an Emmy Award for Best Audio Editing for the work on the episode The Lost Village. But even with expanding to give this a chance for a female audience, the show unfortunately ended. After 2 seasons and an overall total of 21 episodes produced and aired. After the series ended, the show later got shown on ABC Family. It was not shown on Fox Family pre-Freeform as part of its yet to be named, well, in its unnamed pre-Jetix era action adventure-oriented programming Kids Morning Block. Following the release of the live-action movie Hulk in 2003, as well as a DVD release, the show later got aired on Toon Disney as part of their Jetix block, and it also became the last program to air on the US Jetix block in Toon Disney overall, and more recently it had aired on Disney XD. Now, of course, Disney, who owns Marvel, who I'll go ahead and say it, owns the rights to this. This is why I didn't want to show the intro, because I didn't want to get in trouble with Disney and Marvel. So this series, I don't You all know that I don't own the rights to this. Marvel and Disney do. Anyway, now after this, it did get released on physical media in 1997. A VHS release was released by Fox under its Fox Kids Video imprint. 3 tapes were released in Canada. Now, unfortunately, there was no complete series release here in the US like they had done with the Fantastic Four and Iron Man. Now, there actually was complete series releases in the UK, however, in 2011. Various other countries overseas did get the show on DVD as well. But unfortunately, we never did get to see a big physical media release. Now, of course, as I mentioned, when the Hulk movie was released in 2003, Buena Vista Home Entertainment released a DVD containing the first 4 episodes: Return of the Beast, which was a 2-parter, as well as Raw Power and Helping Hand Iron Fist, which were edited to form a continuous feature. Yes. And also feature a bonus episode of the Marvel Superheroes show from 1966, which was produced by Canadian studio Grand Trey Lawrence Entertainment, who would later go on to work on the original Spider-Man cartoon the following year in '67, which the episode had 3 Hulk segments. Now, I definitely need to talk about that show later on down the road. But anyway, I found the Incredible Hulk series from 1996 to be a great show in my view. I actually enjoyed this a little more than the 1982 series, which never has been shown completely much of. Even though some episodes were laid into silly little skit bits that was shown on Toon Disney, and Disney XD. Now, for the voice acting cast, we have Neil McDonough, who, of course, would go on to appear in, several DC series in the Arrowverse. More recently, he's been seeing several Angel Studios titles, which of course include Homestead and the more recent hit, The Last Rodeo. Plus, he's done lots of other films and shows and what have you. Now, let's see. Now, of course, we have the Hulk, who is once again voiced by the original live-action Hulk himself, Lou Ferrigno. He did him for all episodes. Michael Donovan voiced the Grey Hulk. Now, of course, for Betty Ross, she was voiced by 2 actresses. Jeannie Francis was the first voice for 6 episodes, and Phyllis Sampler there for 9 episodes. Kevin Michael Richardson, who later went on to do Family Guy and The Batman, voiced the Dark Hulk who appeared. Luke Perry, who most people would remember from Beverly Hills 90210, voiced Rick Jones, who appeared in 10 episodes. John Vernon, who appeared in National Lampoon's Animal House, Dirty Harry, The Outlaw Josie Wales, and Ernest Goes to Camp, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, voiced Thunderbolt Ross for 14 episodes. Yes, I am checking to see here because now he actually recently voiced Iron Man and Prince Namor and Glenn Talbot in some shorts in the Marvel Superheroes show. He also voiced Rupert Thorne on Batman the Animated Series, and one time as Doctor Doom on Fantastic Four. And and even Doctor Strange and Spider-Man the Animated Series. Now then, where was I? Now, for Glenn Talbot's voice, he was voiced by Kevin Shawn. He also was the first voice for Abomination a couple episodes. Let's see. Matt Frewer did the voice of Samuel Stearns, aka the leader. Mark Hamill, who of course you know the voice of the Joker from Batman the Animated Series, and of course a certain Luke Skywalker, voiced the Gargoyle for 11 episodes. There's also the character of Ogris, yes, who actually did appear in the comics. And let me see. And you better believe this, she's actually voiced by none other than supermodel herself, Kathy Ireland. The layer voice of now Richard Mull was a layer voice for Abomination for 3 episodes. See, Tom Barry voiced Gabe Jones. He appeared in Steel and also TV's Cold Case. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that yes, that would be him. Let's see. Shadow Stevens voiced Doc Samson in season 1. Anyway, let's see. Elisa Zane voiced Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk, for the first season in 2 episodes, and for the Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk series, she's voiced by Cree Summer, who recently voiced Elmira on Tiny Toon Adventures, and actually had also done the theme song to the Rarely Remembered Kids show Owl TV. And let's see, Pierre Strauss. Yes, as of course I've already mentioned, voiced Walter Lankowski, who of course was the alter ego of Sasquatch, who of course I've already mentioned was voiced by Clancy Brown. Anyway, the series does have a pretty good voice acting cast and stuff like that. Now I want to say this series is absolutely very good and what have you. But is there a way to see it if you can't find it on physical media? Yes, there is a way you can see it. The full series is currently available to stream on Disney Plus. So you've got good if you have Disney Plus, I'd say go for it. This is a like I said, this is a pretty good show and what have you. I mean, Hulk looks absolutely really good. Now, of course, Hulk wouldn't get another show of his own until Hulk and the Agents of Smash years later. But anyway, I can give you one look at the Hulk. Stand by. Okay, here's one good shot. This is the Hulk and the Gray Hulk. Now that's all I want to show to you because again, I don't want to get in trouble with Disney and Marvel. I mean, considering unlike how one of my videos more recently got removed for an obvious reason, but I won't get on that subject. Thank you very much. All I'm going to say is The Incredible Hulk is an absolutely very good series. It got good reception for its first season, but when it came to the Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk series, unfortunately got a little backlash and the show got canceled instantly. However, the series continued to rerun though. But anyway, this is a show I would definitely recommend you watch. If you again, as I've said already, if you have Disney Plus, check it out on there. I think you'll really like it. Definitely. So anyway, what did you think of this? Did you ever watch the Incredible Hulk 1996 series on UPN Kids, or did you catch it in reruns? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation and share my vids with your friends if you'd like. Excuse me one moment. Okay, now join me next time when I bring to you a review of Paul Blart Mall Cop, and details to follow on when I will be giving you the fourth and final part of this second part of UPN Kids Do You Remember series with Bureau of Alien Detectors. So that's going to do it. Thanks for enjoying it. Join me and well, join me watching this. You get the rest. Sorry, I get a little tongue-tied and sidetracked. But anyway, if you like this, consider checking out some of these other shows I have recently done from Marvel that are in Saturday morning TV log form. In the upper left-hand corner is the Saturday morning TV log on the Iron Man TV series from 1994. The upper right-hand corner is the Saturday morning TV log for the Fantastic Four animated series, also from 94, and also from 94, the Saturday morning TV log on the Spider-Man animated series. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as Do You Remember, then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya, and in the words of the late great Stan the Man Lee, Excelsior! Bye now.